You're watching Tech Talk in affiliation with Tech for Techs. We're a community that supports independent trade with the help of vendors and distributors. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, and we'll be streaming to Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and many more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, and your host, Philip Griffiths.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tech for Tech's Tech Talk, where we help your IT business grow. In this episode, we're going to be talking about security, or exactly security done right, with Emsisoft. Today, we're joined by Frank and Sebastian. Frank, if you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, and basically tell us what you do.
Sure, no problem. My name is Frank Huisman. I'm Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been working for Emsisoft for almost 10 years. I'm the team leader of the development team for the desktop products, which is Emsisoft Anti-Malware, the emergency kit, and also the command line scanner. And I'm also involved with second line support and wearing many hats at Emsisoft, and I like it very much. So that's what I basically do all day.
That's pretty good. Sorry about those things popping up on the screen. My buttons have decided to reprogram themselves to something completely different. So, right. So, basically, guys, if you're in chat, if you can see us, let us know. Let us know where you are, what you're doing, and, well, where you're from, and we'll give you a good shout out as usual. Obviously, make sure that we're not just talking to ourselves. So, again, please, if you would like to comment in the comment section. Right, let's go on to Sebastian. So, Sebastian, if you want to introduce yourself as well and let us know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. Hi. First, thanks for having us here today, Phil, and looking forward to it. So, my name is Sebastian. I'm with Emsisoft now for almost 7 years in the sales team, channel partner team, and I'm responsible for making sure that you guys, or just our channel in general, is happy, knows about us, and how to use our programs. And my day typically is talking to new partners or prospects that are interested in joining Emsisoft, MSPs, resale partners, then also helping some existing ones with questions and wondering about how to make our partner program better.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So, guys, if you're tuning in and you're not sure what this show about, it's about security products, or one specifically, Emsisoft. They sell or allow you to resell different types of products, which you can basically brand as your own, sell them monthly, yearly, and so forth. But they're going to tell you a bit more about that in a few minutes. First of all, let's just go on to the chat. So let's just say hi to Rich Towers from, and I missed where he was from. So let me just get that up on the screen. So, oh yeah, Rich and Haley from Phase 4 Computers. How we doing, guys? We've also got Derek as well, and we've got Matthew Cox, Matt from Spire Technology. So I'm presuming that's technology, or you've gone for a little bit of rebranding with that spelling, but I'll let you off. And we've also got Haley again saying from Phase 4 Computers. So how again? And we've also got Derek saying I fix computers, printers, and everything else within 2 hours of, well done if you can do it all within 2 hours. If you've been in business since 2003, it sounds like you know what you've been doing. You're coming up to your 20th anniversary, so congrats there. Right. Okay. Let's go on to the main show. So I think Sebastian's going to introduce us to Emsisoft and do a little bit of presentation and demo for us.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to our partner program in Emsisoft itself a little bit. We've been around since 2003 and have caught great attention in the news and by a lot of users because of our great ransomware protection and work in the free ransomware decryptor space. And we are focusing on creating a solution that for Windows systems that stops malware of any type and works in a sleek way so that it doesn't interfere with the user using it or with the system. So that's a bit of the idea, what we focus on. And then we could say that, yeah, I think just about half of our revenue comes from our channel. So it's very important for us to develop the channel and to keep the channel happy. And it's also a lot of fun to work with partners, really. So we're looking forward to getting to know you if you're interested. Our partner offer is pretty simple, really, because if you're interested to get to know our program, there's a simple sign-up link on our website. You do that, then we schedule a talk to get to know you, and you're pretty much good to go. There's no contracts, no minimums, no fees, nothing. So you can just jump right in. We offer you two ways to license. One is you could license by pre-purchase year licenses if you want to, especially if you want to resell licenses to your customers. You can also use those in your managed services if you like. And then we have monthly licensing, and you can combine both with each other. So if you have, for whatever reason, a preference for one customer to do one and for the other, you can combine both. For the year licenses, we offer a discount of 30% to our partners. So from our retail price, it's 30% off for you guys. There's a little bit more off for educational. I mean, there's special prices for non-profits, for schooling institutions, but your profit itself is always the 30% for the year licenses based on our retail price. And then we have monthly pricing, which is really interesting that we offer monthly pricing of $1 net per device per month flat. So it doesn't matter if you have one device, if you have 10 devices, 100, 500, you just can count with being $1 per device. Yeah, I think that is pretty much what I can tell you about the partnership pricing. Then one thing that is very much appreciated by our partners is a feature we introduced recently, which is co-branding. So together with a partnership, you will be able to display your partner logo, your partner name, and some additional info if you like in our endpoints. And with that, I would like to go already into the portal and show you a little bit what that looks like for you when you sign up as a partner.
So, okay, sounds pretty good. Just to let the guys know who are watching, I would suggest you have a look at this. I've actually been looking at it for myself, for my own business, retail business, and I'm very impressed. And the one guy I can see who's commenting, who's called me, I know for a fact that he uses Emsisoft as well there. So he'll probably tell you how good it actually is as well. So I'll let you get back onto your presentation, Sebastian. Sorry.
No, welcome. Love the praise. Okay, so let's see. Okay, can you guys see it? Yeah, yes. Okay.
There we go.
Right. Okay. So that's a portal that you can see here. It comes. One is your partner section. The other is the console to manage your endpoints. Quickly going over the partner section just to give you a first impression what you get to see. So you have a buy a license section. That's for the year licenses. If you want to buy them up front, then you just add them to your shopping cart and pre-purchase those. You can select how many for how many years and so what edition you want. So that's one option. Once you purchase them, we have different editions. We have one edition for home users. And we have two editions for businesses. The business security edition and the enterprise security edition with some added features. One thing, it's still very easy with Emsisoft compared to some other vendors because all our protection works the same. So no matter if you have a home user, business user, or an enterprise security user, they can all count on the same level and degree of protection. The differences is between the home and the business security is well, largely one is targeted at home users from a licensing perspective, the other for businesses, obviously, and then there are a few added features that make sense for businesses mostly. So with that in mind, then once you purchase licenses, there's obviously a view where you can see what licenses you have, so you can see both licenses you already have in use and licenses you have pre-purchased but that are currently not existing, that are currently not in use. And you can easy from this one place already also see your licenses and renew them if you wanted it. It's a very easy step. Then you have your order history. You have something we call sales asset, which is just a combination of some on Emsisoft branding, a partner certificate that you can download and hang it up a wall if you want to. Our price list, tutorials, and some white papers on our solution and stuff that you can download or use for your website. And then these, I don't have to go into much now for the partners. It's just that you have basically everything that you need for Emsisoft as a partner right from your portal at your hand.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Just to let people know, seems to be one of the streams on Facebook isn't showing comments. So if you have an issue, just click on the link, which I'm just putting into the chat now, just so you can actually comment. I can see that there's Jay Richardson, Newton IT Solutions. We've got Alison on there as well, and I think Cormac's brought that up. So thank you for letting us know about that, Cormac. So I'll let you get back into that. Sorry again, Sebastian.
Oh, no worries at all. Maybe one thing to say that might be of interest to you guys who are interested in monthly billing. The way that it would work is you would first decide, when you just want to decide to start with monthly billing or try it out, you activate monthly billing. It's not active per se when you start a partnership. You can do that from your portal. And the first step is to establish a payment link then for the automated payment, which comes at an initial cost of $10 US. But for these $10 US, then for the rest of the month, you can put on as many devices as you like without any extra charge. So when you want to test it, or even when you actually already want to use it and charge your customers, first month, $10 US only. Following month, we start tracking your actual device use, but you don't pay us yet. Only the third month, you will start paying for the previous month, and then from there forth, just to give you an idea how it works. Right. So when you're ready, I also wanted to quickly show a little bit what the endpoint looks like. So going back from the console to the endpoint. Was designed to look pretty simple and straightforward with everything there that you would.
We've only got a black screen on that one.
Huh, okay. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, let me see. Why is that?
You can do that again. So yeah, while they're sorting that out, guys. So yeah, if you're wanting to obviously get a reoccurring payments coming in, the monthly option is absolutely a brilliant option. You can add that into like an MSP style reoccurring billing and stuff like that, and bill your customers on a monthly basis, and then you don't have to worry about chasing them up every year or whatever. Absolutely brilliant idea, I think. Right, there we go. We can see your screen now, Sebastian, so I'll let you take back over.
Okay. Yeah, so here you see the endpoint with 4 simple tiles where you see, okay, protection, what is running, ideally it's green and everything's running with different layers. We have a dual scanner, so we have use our own definitions, and we also share some definitions. We share definitions with Bitdefender, go for better protection there. which could be interesting for a lot of you guys who are saying, well, either who have looked into Bitdefender at any point and were interested, and we're going between Bitdefender or maybe Emsisoft, but you don't have to choose. Then also, or for some others of you who might say, well, is one AV really enough? So it might help you to know, okay, there's more than just one AV behind it in that technology when I'm choosing Emsisoft. Then in addition to the scanner and signature-based antivirus, we also have surf protection, and there again we have a dual surf protection, you could say, one that is built into this endpoint, and that comes also with your license if you purchase one, and then you have a free add-on for a browser. The one that we have here in our, and that is part of the endpoint solution, is DNS based, and the one that we have in as a browser add-on is URL based. So just working in two different ways to make the net tighter to find everything, or rather to block everything that shouldn't get in. Then we also have our behavior blocker, which is process monitoring that is going on all the time, just to catch anything that is not being caught by its signature or not recognized as malware necessarily, but where the behavior is suspicious, and special anti-ransomware module also to stop any type of ransomware. So then you have the options to scan, obviously, and clean up if you find any messes. You can look at the logs of the endpoint, and users can change their settings to their special preference if they want to, such as setting daily scans, for example, or changing. We also have a dark mode, changing their system to dark mode, or if they have a different language, they can also change a different language, just to give you some examples there. Maybe you saw this up here, SEB. What is that? That is just a logo that I set up for myself for these demos, and a fictional name, setprotect/Emsisoft. So that is where your logo could be. That's the point here of the co-branding that I talked to you about earlier. So here you can implement your logo if you like. You can choose a product name if you like. Maybe that's something that you do, branding for your MSP or security option. And down here also, where currently it says, I'm not sure if you can read it, recommended security reading, which is just some general security news that we offer our end users. You can deactivate that and instead put any kind of text you like there within these confines here. So a lot of our partners use it actually to put their text there, like in case of help, please call us at 555 and so on. So that's the quick roundabout about the endpoint. Frank, is there anything else here that you would show? Maybe the different tiles. Should I go in there? Actually,
No,
the scans
I
will
think
come to.
you're good. I think this is
Yeah,
just
okay.
a general
The scans would come
user
back to
interface
later.
of the endpoint. And
yeah,
I would suggest to switch to the cloud and see what we can do from there.
I think so. Okay, great. Then I will do that.
One question for you guys before you go any further. How much does it cost to add custom and branding in?
Thank you for that question. Nothing.
Okay, that sounds even better. Can't complain when it doesn't cost anything. So basically, someone can brand the security to however they want it, under their own name or their own security product name. Obviously, you do have the /Emsisoft on there, but you can basically brand it however you want. So you can have it as, for example, I can see Cormac's on here, so Crosshaven Computers Security Station or whatever. Just to use you as an example, Cormac, sorry, or whatever you wanted, you can name it however you want, and then your customers know it's exactly who it's from. So that's a pretty good idea. So right, I'll let you guys get back onto it.
Exactly, that's the idea, and you can change it as many times as you like. It's not it's something that you can change on your end in your portal at any time. So going back to the portal, you can see it. Yes, okay. So now coming to the interesting part, the management console. Same as everything that we do, we try to build it in a way that it's easy to see, and that we even say that you do not even need necessarily be a professional admin to really to get it and to do it. And sometimes we deal with such customers that have to administer the security of their Windows devices, but they're not necessarily professional admins, such as someone in a school, for example. And yeah, it's not really a problem because it's made easy enough, I think. So to show you Workspaces, it's just without going into detail. Some companies call it sites. We call Workspaces. It is virtual representation of your Emsisoft customer, of your customer's environment. So it doesn't matter if you're a customer at that stage is a company or a person or any other type of entity, you would use a workspace for your customer. And that is what you see down here as an example. So you have different workspaces listed here, which all would represent different customers of yours. And then you can display different types of information that you're interested in here. For example, how many devices are they licensed for, how many devices are actually being used, when was the last alert, and so on and so forth. So different things that you can display here. The good thing here is that it's up to you entirely to customize that view towards your needs. For example, if you don't want to have workspaces listed first, but I don't know, say you want billing first, you just drag and drop it. Same with any column that you can see here, you just customize it to your needs. There's also a lot more columns that you can choose from that you can then just simply add. It will modify your view and you just switch it around as you like. You can also filter for certain types of, for certain information within these columns. You can sort them by alphabetically, for example. You can search for names, devices, customer names. And one other thing that you can do is, now my view is a bit big here, is you can add notes. So a lot of partners use it to add customer notes if for whatever reason their workspace name doesn't give them enough information, for example, or contact information, but you can really write anything you want in there. And this note system that works on a workspace, so on a customer level, it also works on a device level. So that's something else that a lot of partners of ours like, is that they can, even though you get the computer name here displayed, you can also add, I don't know, this is John's PC, for example, so you always know. Which brings me to the other part. You have a workspace view. You can also take a device-centric view, depending on what you like. Same principle. You can change the columns, adjust the view, and then you also see, if you want to go for, you see the history of findings here, and you can see what happened there at what day. You can look at recent findings. So it's all there pretty much in that one space, as it should be. Right. What else did I want to run you through here? I really didn't want to go too much into details in how the console, how it works. What the idea here is, what we do typically when a partner signs up is, when we have this initial call, beyond just getting to know each other, we also offer to show them the console and run them through the things. A lot of our prospects or partners just also, when they sign up, they already have the access, so they just go through it themselves. And most of them really don't have too many questions, but it doesn't matter if you did, then we would be happy to help. Still to show you a few of the things here. So taking my demo workspace, for example, see now here that that's my device. That's the customer or workspace-centric overview. Again, looks pretty similar to the previous one, so you get all the information that you want. And one thing that is, as far as we know, currently unique with Emsisoft is that if you wanted to, you could go into a device down to the very device level, so where you do not just have, so where you not just have the overview of this device, that device, what's going on, what issue is there, but you can actually click it and see the same setup that you see in the local endpoint, which is this one here. Okay, now it's finished. So just going to make this one a bit smaller so that it can see it looks the same. By the way, as you can see, also the console side is built with mobile first in mind. So you can change it around as you like. It will adapt, meaning that even if you're in the loo or in a cafe sipping a coffee, then it's easy for you to check and use your console. But to go quickly back, what we try to aim for here is that depending on what kind of customer you have, you may not just want to have an overview, but actually may have a customer on the phone and they may tell you, okay, this is what I'm seeing, what is it? Or how do I do it? And you want to run them through it. So you can assume the same view as they do and to see how fast that works also. So say you, from the console, want to initiate a scan for the device. Then you start the scan here and, okay, so why? Frank, any idea why it's not showing up here right now? Just a delay maybe?
You need to click on the second tile, scan and clean.
Oh yeah, right, that's the one, that's why. Oh, okay, let me try that again. Point is, it should show just as little demonstration that it does.
You first need to close
in real time.
the previous scan on the endpoint.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise you
okay,
won't see it.
right. So.
And then click on the link under the custom scan tile.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
That's what happens on live shows. Things don't always go as planned. Especially
Yeah,
with the delays and the lags.
It can, but okay, it's not here now. So now I close. Right. So here we go again, and now I initiate a new scan. Right. Oh, great. Okay, Frank, I think I missed a step here, right? That I didn't go
to
back
scan
or
results,
something.
scan results tab.
Yeah, right.
And then close
Here,
this one. You first need to close
one.
to close the previous scan. Otherwise you don't
True.
see the latest one. Right, now you click on the link under the custom scan. Yeah.
Yeah, but by the time I do that, it's already, I mean, okay, here. Long time. Took a moment for just to show this, but the point being here is, as you can see, it is pretty much, as in when it was at 93%, here it was at 95%, so connection is pretty fast, and it just does it pretty much in real time. And the same for anything else that you're doing in the console. When you're changing something in your settings here, then it takes a few seconds, it gets pushed out to the endpoints. Something else which should make working with this easier is that if you were to go through the setting in Emsisoft, just going to open them up here on the endpoint without going into any detail, but what you see and find here in a very similar order, you will also find in here. So let's say not on a device level you want to set anything, but you want to do that on a customer level. In this workspace, as an example, you could go into the settings and then you could find yourself again with the same view. They don't have to relearn anything, and you go like, oh yeah, I already know what the layout is here and where I find what. Same thing. You can also have specific settings per computer group where you can say, okay, maybe I've got larger customers who the CEO of the company wants to have another setting or needs to have another setting than the IT guys of the company or the legal department. Then you can then this can be accommodated as well. You can decide what kind of access the end user has. Should the end user have full access to the endpoint? Should they, when they open it, only have read access? Should they be able to see everything and do everything or not? And you can also set a remote only option which means that you have full access to the endpoint, but your customer does not, and all your customer sees is this: I'm protected, And if I want to do anything else, I click it. I'm getting asked to contact the security admin. So especially for our managed service providers, partners, that's often it's a preferred option for many of the customers.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. There's definitely a lot to take in there, but in basics, you can monitor the other person's computer basically from obviously your cloud system and do scans and everything like that, and stop them accessing certain things you don't want them to, and so on. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. And again, you can change anything at a second's notice, depending on what your needs are here. If for whatever reason you wanted to adjust something, it goes like that. One last thing I wanted to let you know as well. As many of you guys know, ransomware often finds its way to computers through open RDPs or through RDPs that are not very well password protected and that are password breached. What we do is, by standard, if you install Emsisoft, there will be an alert if the password that you have set for an RDP port is tried and failed more than, I think, Frank, it's 10 times, right? And you can set it even.
Sorry, what is 10 times?
The RDP, the alert when you're failing the
No,
password.
it's a certain amount of failed logins in a certain amount of time.
A certain amount of time. Okay, right.
It's not exactly
right.
10.
Yeah, okay, all right. But the point being here is that that it helps to stop breaches, so that if someone were to try to attack an RDP, then you would notice if there was a password breach. Another part of protection is you can set an admin password so that even if someone got local admin access who shouldn't have it, then they will be unable to close down the to shut down the Emsisoft protection or to uninstall it. So, for example, if right now, well, actually, since I have the interface open, I'm not quite sure. If I wanted to kill the process, then it would be asked for the admin password that you would have had put in here. That would be your password from the console. We're currently working on introducing EDR. Again, it will come without an extra price for all editions. There's some added functionality for our enterprise edition, but otherwise it will benefit all of our editions, the home and the business editions as well, which just means when you want to check, there's an incidents panel that we have. On my machine currently, I don't have any actual real threats, but here you can see, okay, so what was logged, what was flagged by the behavior blocker, as we call it, and if I were to go into and wanted to investigate it a bit further, then I could do so as well, and you will find the information there, such as the SHA hashtags that you can then look up and any other information, where it originally came from, and so forth. And we're also supporting MITRE. Lastly, if you have any questions at any point as a partner, it's very easy to connect with us. You can, right from the console, connect with us via live chat, which is meant around 16 hours a day. Should you not find someone at the time in live chat, then the message will just leave a ticket in our ticketing system and we'll get back to you normally within 24 hours. Typically, actually, our average at the moment is 5 hours.
And I think, yeah, that's now, I think I run you through this a bit. I'm sorry if it was a bit quick. It was just really to give you a quick overview of what it would look and feel like if you're using it and what general capabilities we can offer you. That sounds good. If anyone wanted a live personal demo, do you guys do like a live demo, one-on-ones and stuff like that for people?
Oh yeah, we do that. I mean, we do also offer demos, but what is more typical, especially when we onboard our partners, is that we just, I mean, the process typically is that an interested partner signs up for a partner account. That way they already get access and can see everything for themselves as well. Then we would coordinate to have a chat which normally is a Zoom session or similar, and then we would just show them. And we can show them from our end. Some partners preferred when they show us their end, and we talk through it. We talk them through it that way.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Right, is there any more of the presentation to go through, or are we okay for the Q&A now?
I think we're okay. Frank, anything that I missed that you think we shouldn't?
Yeah, I would like to show you the in the settings where you set up the workspace notifications, right? The events that are sent
Okay,
to the workspace from the endpoints when there's a detection or end of scan event. Scroll a little bit down, you have the notifications part there. Yeah,
good point. Yeah,
exactly that part.
yeah. Okay, good point. So you can choose what type of event you want to be notified about, in addition to just when you have the console open. Ideally, maybe, I mean, depends on how you want to manage your customers, but if you really want to be on top of security, then this is a great option because you can choose to be notified of events in real time as they happen. Or if you prefer it in any other way, you can also choose it to be a summary of a day or a week, and you can decide for what type of events you want to be notified and how you want to be notified. Typically, that's by email. We also offer notification by webhook to feed into other systems if you have one. And you can choose recipients here for that you want to be notified, where you want to get the notifications. That could, for example, directly feed into your ticket system or just into some info email of yours.
I got a funny story on this bit, actually. I tried this out, and I put as it happens, and I did a full scan of my main workshop machine, which has got all my tools and different things on, and I ended up getting about 130 different emails from Emsisoft because it picked up all the different tools as obviously I should have not chose as it happens. I should have done end of day so it'll all be all in one report. But silly me, I put as it happens, so I ended up getting about 130 emails. But it shows it does work.
That's a good point and also good feedback. Thanks, Phil. Actually, it might I mean, I think if you were to use it, it might really be a good idea not to use, I don't know, your main email necessarily, or if you can even to create an extra email just so that you know, okay, something's going on with Emsisoft, and then you can check it. At least when you try this out at first.
Yeah, it's mainly my fault for probably not reading the instructions and just thinking, oh yeah, just press OK, and then check my email later in the day after the scan gone through, and I was like, what's going off here?
Sorry
But
for
yeah,
that, but
no, it's not your fault. That was my fault. But it shows that it does work.
yeah, that's the other part I'm wondering about. 140. So I hope that was on purpose.
So, well, yeah, it was basically I've got a lot of my repair tools and so forth stored on different
Okay.
locations on the drives, you see. So, and it picked up a lot of those as potential issues because obviously
Okay.
the way they work and so forth. But yeah, not that I keep 140 viruses on my computer on purpose.
Okay. All
Not
right.
some sort of hacker or anything like that.
Okay.
Right, let's go on to the main Q&A then. If that is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Frank?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so for now. Yeah.
Okay, we can always go back if needs be. So let me just turn your screen share off for now.
Thanks.
There
Yeah.
you go. Should go back on. Right. Okay. So there we go. We're back to normal. So let me turn the chat back on the side. I will go through the chat. If anyone has got any comments, feel free to comment. I've still got the chat records here, so I'll go through all those in a few seconds. So let's have a look. Let's go through first things first. Okay, so first one through. Okay, not related to the topic, but shout out to Craig Whitley from Fortune Technology for getting me onto Tech for Techs. Okay, nice one. Next one we've got is Richard Forth. Started using it in the last week and been super impressed with not only the pricing but the ease of buying licenses and applying them to a customer account. It's not really questions these are more statements of how good you are, I think. But yeah, that's pretty good. While we're here, what sort of pricing are we looking at? Let's just say for the monthly subscription. So if I was to obviously charge a customer on a monthly basis, how much is it going to cost me if I was to buy one license?
If we're talking monthly, we have a flat of $1 per net per device per month. That is for the home and the business edition. If you wanted to go enterprise edition, then it would be $150. The enterprise edition has some added features. Currently, the main difference for user partner would be that it supports Active Directory as well. In the future, we may add some additional features as well, but all targeted normally at larger enterprises.
So that sounds pretty good. So $1 off the top of my head is probably around about 75 pence at the moment or something like that, if I'm right. So that sounds pretty cheap. So that's under like £10 a year sort of thing. So that's pretty good. Obviously, ideal if anyone's wanting to obviously get a reoccurring income coming into the business rather than selling products on a monthly basis, which you can still do. You can make a reoccurring income. And I've said it numerous times, when you're a repair shop, MSP or whatever, you want the money coming in constantly, month after month, especially if you're getting locked down because of COVID or anything like that again, or whoever knows, the Russians might invade. You're still going to get your money month after month. Okay, so no offense if there's any Russians in the chat. Right.
Can even tell you, maybe this could be of interest for some people. With our regular yearly licensing, typically when when we're talking about per customer 50 devices or less, then you're better off with the monthly pricing. So even for those of you who are normally thinking in yearly terms, you can get the advantage by not having to pay everything outright. You just pay by month. You can stop at any time if you want to. You have more flexibility also if you were to have to add a seat. Doesn't matter if it's a family or business. It just really, we try to make it as simple as possible for anyone, even for resellers, to choose a monthly option to kind of ease into this managed service provider service.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, you've got multiple different options there, depending on how you want to go and do it. I'm going to say I know a lot of people who are having issues with a specific security vendor with a big dog on the front. We won't mention anymore because they're being bought out by someone else. But obviously, if you are looking, obviously these has definitely got a good few options for you here of reselling monthly or yearly. So, and I can't see an issue with the prices. And normally, if you're buying these things, you're usually buying them in packs of 25 and so forth, normally from your distributor or whatever, where you've got the option here of buying them either monthly, individually, in bulk. Obviously, in bulk, it's going to give you work out a lot cheaper as well. So let's go on to what Cormac says. He says he uses Emsisoft with Synchro, so Synchro MSP, and I love how easy it is to install and also change it over to another computer. It was one of my picks from top products that I used last year. So yeah, so he's saying it's one of his top products. So there you go. So that's another good review there. I don't think I need to say much more. I'm going to say I think all these comments are saying, yeah, it's really good. And we've got another one as well. We've got Will Murr saying, hi from Scotland. Hi, Will. His nickname's Will I Am, but with a Scottish accent. Great product and support. Good to see monthly payment options for MSPs. Thanks and keep up the good work. So nice one. Thank you, Will. We've also got Matt Jones here. It would be great to get some printed marketing materials. Would really help with bringing customers on board. So I don't know if that's something you guys do. So I think someone else asked that earlier on in the pre-show. Do you supply marketing materials or point of sales materials, even if it's just digital?
What we don't have is a service where we print it and send it to you. What we do have is that in your portal, you find PDF files of such materials, both of one-pagers with just a sales pitch for a product, some white paper information, or a poster. So that if you wanted to, and that's something that helps you, then you could go to a copy shop and print it out and put it in your shop for customers to have a look at it or to take home with, or to save the paper, maybe just to send them digitally.
Okay, that's pretty good idea. Yeah, try obviously your local independents. You can get it printed at those stores, or there is a store what we've used quite a few times online for different banners and stuff like that. And that's called Big Art and Banners. I'll just put that into chat for you. So I'm hearing something going beep, beep, beep somewhere. Don't know what that was. But there we go. So next we've got Matt saying, I believe there's a data sheet within the portal you can save and download. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. There you go. So that answers that one. We got Facebook user saying, so how much would this program feed of a customer's systems? We know that the likes of AVG, McAfee, Norton are seriously a drain on system resources. Does this program drain much RAM, processors, etc.? So basically, is it going to slow down my computer? Is asking.
Frank, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's Emsisoft is a very, very light antivirus solution. We have two engines, the Bitdefender engine and our own engine. Our own engine particularly is more developed to check for PUPs, potentially unwanted programs. And also we both use signatures, our FileGuard and in the engine of Bitdefender and our own engine. So we share signatures in that way. So we can fine tune both engines to each other so that they both together work as a very light scanner. So it's very light on system resources, even on slower systems. And I think it takes about 400 megabyte with all signatures loaded, more or less.
Yeah, I got it open here currently checking, and for example, the CPU load is very low unless you're scanning at the time or doing something. But if it's just running, it's less than 1% typically for me, and it shows for memory 400 megabytes, almost, not even, as you said, Frank.
You can even set your scheduled scans to run on lower system processes. Then you can set it to low and high. If you want a quick scan to do all over the system, you can set it to high performance, and then of course it will drain the system a bit more. But by default, we set it to low, so the scans will take a little bit longer, but it will be less noticeable by the users.
Okay, I think that pretty much answers that one. So in basics, it's not like Norton used to be, where it used to say we're only using 2% of your system's performance. Then you go into the system properties and found out it was using 20. But I think we've all come across that one in the past. Right, next we've got Dean saying, how much are the current resellers of this software charging out at? Is there a revenue share system? So what price, he's basically asking what price should they charge for this sort of service, and is there a revenue share where they get, if you get a commission if the person renews online, basically.
Oh, okay. To be honest, for the UK, I'm not quite sure what customers might charge for managed services. Otherwise, I think most partners that I know would apply our retail price or just something around it. Maybe a little bit lower just to make to give a difference. Some also charge higher because they include their service fees. So it really depends. From what I can tell you, I'm not sure if what I can tell you is that there's a huge span from what our partners charge, and even sometimes when they're providing similar services, as in just charging for the product or charging, I don't know, $50 or $90 on top per month for their services, which maybe sometimes it can be maybe that much is needed because they actually need to pay attention to the customer, but a lot of times you're just sitting idle waiting for a problem to happen or not to happen rather. So really depends. Couldn't tell you exactly other than the retail price is there for the orientation, I guess. Then for MSPs, if you're just selling the product, maybe, I don't know, they have some MSPs that had some that had only 50p on top. You had some who had 2p on top, really depends. Or even 8 if they offer some service on it. And then as far as revenue share goes, not as such. So you really make money with us when you sell it to the customers yourself, be it as part of a subscription or in a resale model. What we will do, however, is we will do everything that we can that the customers stay with you. Meaning, if you're a type of partner who says, well, my customer comes just into the shop and I sell them whatever they want and I never see them again, that would be a situation where we say, well, then you got your sale in that moment. The rest of the life of the customer, if you're not interested in him, we're not going to compensate you for it. unless, and that's one way out, they will also have an affiliate program, which I come into in a moment, but that's the only exception. Otherwise, if you're really interested in developing a long-term relationship with your customer and doing the renewals for them, then we do everything in our power so that you can, such as that the portal shows you when renewals are due, if you're not on the automated subscription anyhow, such as us sending you an email 45 days in advance of expiry of licenses, so that you already know, okay, this is going to happen. Need to make a mental note to contact the customer, such as that our customers know that your customers cannot so easily come to us and purchase from us. What your customers could do is they could always purchase a totally independent new subscription from our website if they wanted to. But then the question is, why would they want to? Because we don't offer them anything cheaper than you can offer them if you want to. We don't offer them any services that you're going to offer them. So that's already one barrier. And the other is that even if you resell a license to a customer, a key that they can see, and they come with this key to our website up to 3 days before the end of the expiry, they just cannot purchase or renew that key with us, because it will turn them right back and we'll say, please contact your local reseller. And then there are some additional options in the software that you can change, so that when our software alerts the user, okay, your software, your Emsisoft is going to expire within 3 days, then instead of turning to our website, you can make sure that this link is going to turn them to your website, that it's your pop-up with your contact number and so on. And if in the very worst case, really something happens where customer purchases from us directly, either you notice it, the customer, or we notice it, then there's no problem. Just come to us and we will find a solution, because our aim is to steer the customer back to you, not to get it from you. Oh, one more thing, the affiliate program, because you asked for the share program. So if you wanted to, there's one other option. I said 30% is the discount you get from our retail price for a yearly license, for example. But you could also have the other option where you sign up for the affiliate program, and you can do both at the same time if you want to. And instead, you just make sure that your customer uses that link to purchase from our website. And what that means is that you get 25% commission from the first purchase and every subsequent purchase of that customer for their customer lifespan. And you don't need to lift a finger anymore after that. So that option you do have, it's just a different program, and you need to do it from the start.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Cormie's saying that a few people, or Crosshaven Computers are saying a few people seem to have issues with the Facebook stream. I've not heard anyone else see it. It's what seems to be working on my side, but again, Facebook's Facebook. It can be a bit of a pain. So, but I've reshared the YouTube link if anyone needs to get to it. And he also says that he charges €50 a year for computer. I think presumes he's saying 50 euros a year for the yearly subscription, I presume he means. And Peter says it's working fine. So it looks like it's you, Cormac. We can send you a computer technician over if you want to sort your computers out. Hint, hint. But yeah, so it should be all right there. Right, let's go on to next question. What I got for the show. So, is there a minimum order value? So can I just go in and buy one license and resell it, or do I have to buy 100 licenses and resell it?
Yeah, no, you don't have to make any commitment. You can even just sign up without having to purchase anything yet. But once you're ready, you determine what you want to purchase. You can start at one single computer license for a home user. Our editions have different requirements. For example, for a business edition, you have to license a minimum of 3 devices, no matter how many are used. But other than that, and that is only for the yearly licenses. If you're on the monthly, there is no limit at all. You just, from anything from 1 device to, I don't know, there is no limit really. You determine what you want. And for our bulk license offer, where we have special discounts, the minimum is that you purchase 10-year licenses in one order in order to get access to the special discount.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. That's a pretty good answer. Right, this is an interesting one. Someone just sent me a message for this one. I don't know why they haven't posted it on chat, but basically they're saying if we sell the customer the security product, let's say a yearly version, will it suddenly pop up after 6 months saying, you need to renew now, please buy through us? I think you sort of answered that question a few minutes ago, but it's basically, are they asking, are you going to get lots of messages popping up from, obviously, Emsisoft saying, you need to buy this stuff from us and pay us XYZ?
Yeah, no, short answer is no. And slightly more elaborate is we don't send the user we don't send them any commercial information that is up to the last when their partner registered licenses, meaning partner licenses that you purchased up to the last 3 days. And that's what I said earlier. That's only so that the user doesn't lose protection in case a partner is not interested in renewing or doing anything. If you're on top of it, or even from the very start that you have the customer, you have the ability to design it easily in such a way that instead of anything popping up that turns them to us, turns them to you.
That's pretty good. That is, it stops obviously you pinching the sale, or we've had it with security products in the past, and they do lots of offers, usually halfway through the subscription, or it's a special day of the year or a special day of the week, and they suddenly say, oh, because it's Easter, you're getting 50% off, because it's Valentine's Day, 50% off, because it's whatever, 50% off. So you don't do any of that. Obviously, any offers are only going to come from, obviously, the reseller, as in us. So
But
you're not going to suddenly push anything in front of the customer. And the only time you are going to warn them, saying you're running out, is if we've not done our job by contacting them.
that's actually a good point that you're raising the specials. So it's not that we don't run that many specials throughout the year, but sometimes we do. Now, when we do, then we let partners participate. So when we offer 50% discount for whatever reason, because it's Black Friday or whatever, means you can offer it as well. And the same for other specials that we do. And then very few occasions, we have people who might come to us and say, okay, I purchased license here, and can I somehow, I saw you have a special, can I purchase from you? What we would typically do in that case, we just check the license, see that it's from a partner, and then again advise the customer, well, please contact your partner, and then you can also get the special through the partner. Or we would contact you directly and would tell you, we were contacted by one of your customers. If you're interested to know more about it or to handle them, please let us know, and we will just help you arrange this. So it's really partner focused in that sense. If we know of any customer who's coming to us, we might want to turn them back to you.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Next up, will you be attending TechMax 2022? I know Davlat's been sorting this out, so I don't know if you'll be answering it or not, or you want me to answer?
Yeah, I think at this point you already answered it to me early on, because I just knew that he really wanted to go, and he was also asking at the beginning. He was asking if what was about if I were to come as well. I'm not sure if I can, but so last word then was that he's going, right?
Yes, unless he's changed his mind since I spoke to him, we've just got to sign a few bits of paperwork. But Emsisoft will be at TechMax on the 24th of June. Obviously, that's this year, and that's at Sheffield United Football Stadium, also known as Bramall Lane. And I'm just going to put the link on the screen. If I can find my mouse, where has it gone? That's a problem when you have 3 different screens, trying to find where your mouse cursor's gone. If anyone is interested in going, the link's at the bottom of the screen there, which is tech4tex.co.uk/techmax or techmax2022.co.uk. Purchase a ticket, it's £1. We've got around about 50 vendors. If you check the website, you'll see some unannounced people who are coming as well, who we haven't done a proper shout out yet because we're still waiting for information. And Emsisoft will be listed on there as soon as we finish the paperwork with them as well. So there we go. Not to do too much of a self plug there. Right. Okay. So we're coming up towards the end of the show. Let's have a look. So we've got one more or 2 more questions actually. What are your future plans? As in, is there any extra security programs coming out, or are you going down a different route and doing something else new? What's the future going to hold?
I think Frank would be the best here to answer that one.
Well, obviously we cannot tell you anything about it.
That's a
What I
shame.
can do is tell you that we are working on EDR version number 2. This is the full EDR version as we planned to roll it out, which will consist many more events being detected and many more technology added to the complete EDR and incidents panel. So that we're planning to, we're internally testing that at the moment, and we're going to roll it out as a public beta anytime soon. So that's a short-term news I can share with you.
Right, okay, that's pretty good. And last question, unless anyone else has got any more questions, obviously send them in quickly because otherwise, well, it's going to be too late. Last question I've got is, do you sell a retail version? I'm presuming when they say that, they mean like a box or a card or whatever.
No, we don't have any physical products. Didn't have for a lot of years, really. I think like for 10 years or so, that was the last time we had them. Sorry.
How would someone go about selling a retail version then? Would they just purchase a license within the system, print it out for the customer, and give them the license?
We have less and less partners who do it that way apparently, but yes, that is especially when I started with Emsisoft, that was typically the way they went. They would purchase the license and then I don't know, would I guess put the license key either by handwritten note or print it out on an invoice, whichever way you want to do it. I mean, you still can do it. If really you don't want to give away all the control to the end user, then you can do it. But if you want to manage them at all, then would say don't even give them a license key. I mean, you can, but you don't have to.
Right, okay, that's an option for it. And, Peter's sent a question in, is there a Mac version?
No, there's not. It's Windows only.
Okay, simple answer then. So, right, so
But,
I'm guessing...
But we're evaluating this internally.
Okay, so not at the moment, we'll say then.
Not at the moment, yeah.
Not at the moment. So, but obviously you'll let us know if there is. Right, guys, if you've got any more questions, send them in. It's the last chance because the show's about to end. Let me just go to Sebastian and Frank again. Is there anything else you would like to add? Anything we've not mentioned? Any questions you can think we've not answered? Your last chance to plug the software, basically.
No, I think we're good. I think Sebastian did a good overview of all the basic features. And if people want to have a more in-depth demonstration of our software, they're free to contact us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We will always be happy to help. And certainly
go.
looking forward to actually, if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'd recommend contacting these guys. If you're not sure, well, you don't have to go ahead with it, but it's pretty much free to get started. You just create an account and these guys will talk you through it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Okay, Peter, Bitdefender may have a Mac engine, but these guys don't at the moment, but just keep tuned. You never know. So, right, guys, what we're going to do is call it a night here then. So I'd like to say thank you, Sebastian and Frank, for coming and actually showing us off the product. It's definitely a different alternative to the usual security products we get sold through distributors, which usually come still in a retail box and so forth. So giving the option for a monthly option is definitely a bonus in my eyes. And obviously the option of where you're pushing the customer always to us rather than you trying to sell them the renewals and stuff. That's definitely a bonus to me as well. So, okay. We've got a show next Thursday, 8 o'clock. I can't say who it is, what it is yet, because I still don't know myself, because I'm still waiting for someone to get back in touch with me. But we will have a show, no matter what, next Thursday at 8 p.m. So make sure you do tune in. Otherwise, if you are interested in joining Tech for Techs and you haven't done already, have a look at the link I've just put on the screen, which is techfortechs.co.uk/join. Just read the information on there, click the button what says join, and then fill your information in. It doesn't ask you anything personal about preferences sexually or anything like that. It's all basic stuff like your business name, your name, email address, and stuff like that, website, just to confirm who you are. It's totally free to join. Anyone in the tech community or works within the UK in the tech community is free to join. And we've got 1,300 members. We're well over 1,300 members now, so feel free to join up. And again, we'll see you next Thursday at 8 p.m. And I'd just like to say, again, Thank you for the guys at Emsisoft. Thank you, obviously, Frank and Sebastian. And I'm guessing we'll be seeing you again in the future, and possibly maybe seeing you, Sebastian, at TechMax, depending on if Davlat lets you come or not. If he's in a good mood or not. You'll have to confirm with him. So, right, guys, I'd just like to say thanks again, and we'll see you all next time. Cheers.
Okay,
Thank you so much, everyone.